So Adam made a new video on College Humor about how alpha males aren't real. Which in a way they aren't real. He's right about that, but then he goes about it all wrong. Because see, while alpha males aren't real, the concept isn't, there is no one concept to an alpha male. And I love how the SJWs in the comments section just take this as an opportunity to rag on men. And, if I was going to run for Libertarian governor, some people would tell me, oh, you shouldn't strongman the MGTOW movement so hard. That would hurt your chances. I don't really give a fuck. I don't. And that's one quality that an alpha male has, but I'm sure I have many that aren't. And it's like that with everybody. The problem is, I'm going to give you the gist of the problem with the alpha male concept, as well as any other concept. Because in that garbage pile that was Adam's video, there was one thing that he said that actually made a lot of sense. And that was that no system of hierarchy is absolute. Humans are very arbitrary in everything they do. And because they're arbitrary, things can change from moment to moment. Hierarchies can change, attitudes can change, how people act toward you can change. I mean, some things are certain. If you're an attractive person, people are going to treat you nicely. If you're a rich person, people are going to treat you nicely. In a lot of instances, they're not looking at you as a person even. They're looking at you as a utility. And if you're ugly and poor and stupid, well, then you're a bad utility. You're a broken wheel. Nobody wants a broken wheel. It's sad to say because it shouldn't be that way. Every human being has inalienable rights all the time. That was the message of national sovereignty. I don't care what nation you belong to. Every nation created itself under the guise of they cared about people. They cared about people either religiously, secularly, it doesn't matter. They thought they had things right, but they don't. They never do. And they talk a big game, but they don't actually give a shit about people. The difference is, I know I don't give a shit about people. Sometimes I do, in certain instances, because I know where I stand morally. I know where it generates the fifis for me, and I know where it doesn't. And I'm not going to bullshit you. If you were banned, I would feel bad for you, and I would fight for you. If you were killed, I wouldn't care. Life to me is not that important. But you're right, your freedom of speech, your freedom to create, your freedom to be where you want to be, where you want to be, when you want to be there, that's important to me. Some people would say that that's a skewed moral paradigm, that why would I care about the right to, say what you want to say and be where you want to be if I don't care about if the person's alive to do it? Well, because there's a whole list of reasons. I could go into a whole life's fucking story about that. But the point is, I know where I stand. And because I know where I stand, I don't give two flying fucks if you don't. And if you emasculate me, or humiliate me, or denigrate me, or dox me, or threaten me, whatever, I'll stab you. The end. Ta-da. Fucking move on with my life. I don't fucking care. What gets me about these SJWs is they want to bully people, but then they get upset when they get bullied back. Because I see all these feminists doxing people, but when they get doxed, and they always blame 4chan, when in reality it ain't 4chan. 4chan's full of cucks. They ain't gonna fucking dox you. It's usually these secret Reddit groups, probably the moderators of those Reddit groups, because God forbid you say the word dox publicly on Reddit, then you get banned. But I guarantee you, it's the secret societies within Reddit and 4chan and shit that are pulling the strings. They're the ones doxing you and harassing you. And the only reason you care about getting doxed and harassed is because you might lose some semblance of stature. That's it. I remember one time on Twitter, this feminist, tried to dox, sort of, this guy by publicly displaying what he said, and that was his real name. Stupid on his part, but it was his real name, and she showed his tweet to the world, spread it around and shit about how he was the misogynist or whatever. I don't remember the exact details, but what I remember is this, is the fact that she wanted to scare him. She was worried that he might lose his job and shit because he was saying some outlandish things. I got news for you. Everything is outlandish. Everything. Everything under the fucking sun. Corporations don't want to hear. All they want to hear is buy, sell. That's it. That's literally it. And that's not people. People have dreams and aspirations, and they curse internally. They curse in their head, and they think about the pussy, and they think about penises, and they think about, sometimes they think about kids and penises. Things aren't sunshine and rainbows. Stop trying to sell that. But they're not going to. And they'll just take it out on people. Rather than take it out on institutions, rather than take it out on, I don't know, a fucking animal, like an adult sociopath would, they take it out on people. And that's why we don't have rights. That's why we don't have anything. And that's why even people with things don't always have those anythings. People that have money and power might not. Little bullshit they said online, or little bullshit they did. Maybe they cheated on their wife. Ooh, scandalous. Who fucking cares? Everybody's fucking doing that shit anyway. I guarantee you, if I was to go around, just walk around and ask people, has your wife ever cheated on you? Or your husband ever cheated on you? Number one, they'd probably be offended. Oh, why would you ask me that? Well, has it or hasn't happened, nigga? Guarantee you it's probably happened. And even if it hasn't happened to you, it's probably happened to somebody you know immediately. Probably even happened to someone in the same household. And yet, people look for reasons to be upset and to attack each other because they're angry, desperate mongoloids that are all petty and scrounging through the dirt. For what? For what? Your life on this planet is so limited. Let's say you're a healthy individual and you live 90 years. Woo! 90 years. That's not even long enough to fucking for the Earth's cycle to change. 90 years, that's nothing. 90 years, I mean, it seems like something to us because we're sentient creatures that can observe time in a pretty reasonable manner. But in the grand scheme of things, 90 years is not even a dot on the universe's scale. And even eventually, the universe itself would die. So, even if you found a way to live hundreds of Google years, you fucking eventually, unless you found a way to go into a multiverse, which I don't really believe the science behind multiverse theory, you're gonna fucking die. You're gonna die hard. In fact, you probably die more painful if you were to live to the end of the universe than you'll probably die in your mortal life. But I'm getting into some weird science fiction shit right now. So, what I'm trying to say is, who fucking cares about your stature? But in a way, I guess it's good. It's good people are little pussies and care about getting doxxed and harassed and shit. Ooh, I lost my job flipping burgers. What a tragedy. I might now be able to collect unemployment and have some time to myself. That's so terrible. In reality, it's not that much. It's not good. Living on limited income. Well, I mean, they were already living on limited on state income is pretty bad. But guess what? Flipping burgers is pretty bad too. And even if they were the supervisor of the guys flipping burgers, that's still pretty fucking bad. Life is bad, and death is worse. That's what I'm trying to say. And when you grasp that concept for realsies, when you don't just have it in the back of your mind and you up front gaze into the abyss, you start to wonder why people put so much emphasis on the stats and the points. But they do it with everything. It isn't just in life. They do it in video games. They do it in sometimes they do it through proxy of other people. That's why normies are into sports, because they themselves aren't athletic or talented. So they put it through people that are, and then they get mad when their sports team doesn't win. Their points suck. They're not going to get drafted in the next game, or they'll get paid less. What do you care? They make more money than you do in a lifetime. What do you care if they don't make it to a good team? What do you care if they get drafted to some shitty baseball team instead of a better baseball team? And the whole concept of the teams and the tiers and shit. Why are you going to put so much emphasis and patriotism into like the Browns when the Browns suck? The Browns suck. Why do you go? Why do you care? And it's mind-boggling to me. It's mind-boggling because it's like, the points don't mean anything. but you still pursue them, and then you literally get choked up and like because someone's threatening your points. If you knew the points were arbitrary and you knew that they could be taken from you at any time, why do you fucking take them? Go ahead, but I want you to take care of me. If I can't earn my own points and live on the success of my own skills and talents and hard work, well, then your ass needs to take care of me. I'm going to wear a diaper, and when I poopy my diaper, you're going to change it. You don't want to do that? Well, then you leave my fucking points alone. That's it. That's all you gotta do. And if you want to have it both ways, where you don't take care of me as a giant man baby, and you want to take away my points, well, then I'll just shoot you. How about that? That's 3 options now. 3 options. That's more than life gives you. Life gives you 2 options, life or death, and they both suck. That's the black pill.